Josh, you can come back now.
Now introducing Joshua Vincent.
Hey! Academy Award!
The #1 director of your favorite Pounder!
The new Pounder Award!
The hit sequel to
of the movie that's never been made.
Oh god.
So,
shoot Hounder just like
shit, who's introducing this?
Pounder
Patrick, introduce
2,
this.
Poundin'.
Patrick, last time you introduced it.
Okay, I'll introduce. Well, because I'm normally the one who closes out.
Oh, really?
All right, everybody.
Okay, fine.
My name's Patrick.
I'm Patrick.
This is Underground Mole
Underground
Radio.
Mole Radio.
Shut the fuck up! I'm doing it!
I'm doing it!
You little bitch! You little fucking bitch! I'm gonna cut your goddamn nipples off and put them on your fucking pizza!
Patrick.
Anyway, welcome to Underground Mole Radio.
Listen,
I'm your host, Patrick. Next to me,
I'm Ryan.
next to him,
It's Josh.
next to him,
Blake.
you're useless.
Okay.
Today, it sounds like we're going to be talking about Hellraiser, continuing our
Hellraiser.
refranchising topic. Because, as we all know, unfortunately, they made a Hulu Hellraiser.
Unfortunately, they made more than 2 Hellraisers.
Yeah.
Shit, how many are there?
There's 6.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure we watched Hellraiser 6 together on Hulu.
Is
that the
was
sixth
six,
one?
I think
though?
that is, yeah.
Just where there's been
a
like
lot.
at least 1 million in the 2000s.
Maybe there's
There was,
more.
like,
Maybe
the-
there's more.
There's
I
like
don't
the
know.
fucking cyber one, and then there was like
Are you gonna look it up?
Hellraiser
Look it up.
comes home.
Whose phone is this? Look it up.
That's mine.
Okay, look it up. How
And
many
then there was,
Hellraisers
like,
are there?
Cyber Hellraiser. I don't think there's. I think there's 6.
I don't know if it's like Cyber Hellraiser.
No,
but
it's
it has,
Hellworld.
like,
Isn't it Hellworld or
it
Hellnet?
looks like the Matrix. In the
Yeah, no, I
background.
know which one you're talking about. I want to say it's Hellworld because it is like I think that's the one with Henry Cavill.
Obviously, we're very
What?
professional. and
Yeah,
we know
Henry
what we're
Cavill's in
talking
one.
about.
Well, maybe I should start this since I'm going.
Oh
to
my god,
at
you're
least
not
add-
kidding.
There's
So,
like 12, aren't there?
2, 4, 6, 8,
Who, did we
10,
pre-
11. There's
There's
11.
11.
So
And
we watched the 11th
We watched the 11th one.
Number 11.
Christ.
Unfortunately, Josh was not here, so he has no opinion.
Yeah, but he was here for
no.
Skinkamarink.
But have you
Yeah.
seen,
God, I
Yeah.
almost come in
Skinner.
like halfway through these movies.
have you seen
Skinner was a
anything?
nightmare.
Any Hellraiser?
Yeah, so my Hellraiser experience is when I was a kid, I used to love watching like lists of like, oh, top 100 scary movies and shit.
That's a
And
lot.
there was also like top like scary movie scenes and video game scenes. And one of the ones I was always on there was the one where it's like the guy and he's got like the hooks in him.
Oh, yeah.
And he's
Mhm.
like, fuck you! And he gets like his skin ripped off or whatever. I remember that. I hear that 2 is the best of the series generally. It's like,
Oh.
considered the best.
I've never seen 2.
I got
It was
opinions about that.
It was a book before it was a movie. Yeah.
Short
no,
stories? Series
Clive
of short
Barker.
stories by Clive Barker?
Not a Clive Barker fan. I
Oh.
watched Midnight Meat Train. That was a wild movie when he puts on the armored apron.
Yeah, and
Spoilers.
he has that fucking final down, smackdown with Vinnie
with
Jones.
like the meat hammer.
I
Yeah.
completely forgot that Midnight Meat Train was Clive Barker.
Yeah,
it,
you
it
can-
kind
you
of
can-
killed his career.
You
And
can
now
tell it's
back.
Clive Barker because it's like over the top, gory, and not very good at the
Yeah,
end.
and I guess at the end it does introduce like kind of demonic things.
Yeah.
It
I
does.
like the
Yeah, they
scene where it
literally
like
go to
knocks
hell.
the person's eyes out.
Yeah, I like the part where he hits that girl's arm on her head spins around. What fucking comedy movie is that? But
Well, that's my Clive Barker experience.
Wow.
did you ever play Clive Barker's Jericho?
No, I didn't.
I did.
I loved horror games when I was a kid, and I like Painkiller and like what's that other one in the prison?
Grand Theft Auto.
No,
The Suffering.
The
Suffering, yeah.
mostly the
The Suffering.
Suffering too, because the first one's wild. It looks like a Dreamcast game or something.
I think I know.
probably
I know it.
Made
But-
around that time,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it was around that time. I'm pretty sure it was the original Xbox. I don't know. It just didn't look that scary. Clive Barker's like,
Fuck!
Fucked up!
Fuck! That guy didn't like my shit!
he
Fuck!
starts crying.
Damn it! Shit!
He's having like a resurgence now. I feel like.
Anyway,
'Cause of-
guys, I figured out a really good name for when we talk about video games. It'll be the Dreamcasters.
I've never played the Dreamcast.
Have you
Neither
not have
have I,
one?
asshole.
What the? Are you kidding me?
I played Sonic Adventure on
Did I play
Dreamcast.
the Dreamcast with you at some point?
What do I have on the Dreamcast? I mostly have like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and stuff. Have you ever seen the game Seaman?
Oh, Seaman, yeah.
What-
Yeah.
What do
You get
ask
like
me
a
about?
microphone, and it's this fish, and it's got like a human face.
No, it's a sea monkey.
Idiot!
No,
Why
it's
you
a
know?
fish.
It's supposed to be a sea monkey.
I know.
It's a
but That's
monkey.
the weird thing. Is like at one point, I swear to God, it looks like a bass. But then it turns into
Yeah.
a frog at the end of the game. But it still has the human face. But
Yeah.
yeah, you talk to it, and you're like, see, man, I love you. And he's like, I love you. I had another game called Seven Cross. That one was weird.
Seventh Cross.
Seventh Cross.
Seventh Cross.
Not
Okay,
surprised.
yeah,
Not surprised the Dreamcast made Sega go out of business, but I love that console.
They're still in business.
well, it made their
Oh
console.
yeah,
It made them stop making
They
consoles.
just make software.
it basically killed them. But
I think they're
anyway.
extremely successful, but anyway.
Yeah, I would very much argue they're not extremely successful anymore.
Are you sure they still do Sonic?
Sonic's their big
And
one.
Sonic
They-
is two
they also- I'm pretty sure
phenomenal
they did,
movies out.
Yeah.
They did Vanquish.
I think
They, like,
Sega's doing
published
just
Vanquish, I
fine.
think.
Sega!
I think I'm going to disagree there.
All right.
Mega Man Sega.
Anyway,
We'll have to fight over
that's
Sega
Nintendo.
later.
talking
Okay.
about Sega instead of Hellraiser, we should move on to the
Wait,
next
but
person.
Sega is in Hellraiser 4.
Is it?
No, I just made something up.
Have you
Could
seen
be.
Hellraiser 4?
No. Which one's the Hellraiser where it's in the Matrix? Hellworld?
No, there's
No.
Hellraiser 5.
Hellraiser
Dreamcasters.
2022? No, never mind.
Hellraiser
They're
5
advertising
into
the
the
game.
hell.
Into the Dreamcast.
Into the rays.
Into Sega.
Into
Sega.
Sega.
World.
Sega.
Blake, you might be right. I think it is the fourth one that they do like Matrix.
It's like
shit.
Hellworld because
Yeah.
Patrick's talking about how on the fucking poster it looks like the Matrix. I know
Yeah.
exactly what
No,
you're
it-
talking
It's all
Might be the
technical.
fourth
It's
one.
green.
Is it
It's got
Hellbound?
it's got green. It's got the Matrix lines on
Fuck.
it.
Yeah.
Fuck me, I'm not looking up. I
No,
haven't
no,
tied
no,
it up.
guys, you're freaking me out. There's too many fucking Hellraiser movies,
Josh, look
man.
it up.
You know what'd be crazy? So you know there was like 11 Hellraiser movies. What if you took the 11
No,
Hellraiser
you-
movies and you gave that number
Yeah,
to
it's
a
Hellworld.
different?
Hellworld. Is that 4?
I'm a loser.
Oh.
And you gave those
This is
11
right.
movies. Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
so
Hellworld.
it's-
And you gave
look up
the
Hellworld.
11 movies to like a different fucking franchise. Like, what if they made? What if they made like 11 sleepaway camps or like
Could you
11
imagine if they
Maniac
made
Cops?
11 Star Wars movies?
Maniac Cops was one.
Which they did make more than 11 at this point.
I know.
probably.
I hate
Could
it.
you imagine if they made...
Oh yeah, we are above 11, aren't we? Because
Yeah,
with the
'cause
spin-off
there's-
stuff too.
Yeah, because there's 9 main movies,
Yep.
and then there's like at least 1 million
Because then
spin-off
there's
movies.
Solo, Rogue One, and
Don't
No.
hurt
well,
yourself.
there's a bunch of shows right now. but
Hellworld is the 8th installment.
Hell yeah! I was twice wrong.
Wow.
I was half wrong, half right.
What?
Well, I said 4. It's 8, so half right.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll give you that one.
So-
Checks it out.
So, are we moving on from Josh?
yeah. I'm done.
Cool.
All right. Who wants
So
to go
wait,
next?
real quick. Why
Oh.
don't you like Clive? Why don't you like Clive Barker?
He's scared
I-
of demons.
Yeah, you're really scared.
I don't like blood and gore.
I don't know what it was.
I like the idea of
He doesn't
hell.
even put that much blood and gore. Like, Hellraiser's old.
Hellraiser was pretty bloody.
Yeah, for
and
its
gory.
time.
No,
Like-
it's pretty. I thought I was pretty appalled
You're
by
a
it even
grandpa.
now.
What do you mean for
There's
its
way
time?
worse.
If it's bloody for its time, that makes it bloody, asshole.
It was
No.
it was banned in
Asshole.
Canada.
Yeah, but like Doom isn't anything comparable to like a modern Mortal Kombat game. Like you're not gonna look at Doom and be like, "Holy shit, I'm as disgusted as watching like a fatality in the newest Mortal Kombat."
I don't know.
Well,
I
you
don't.
know
I
what,
disagree.
Josh? Yeah,
Really?
I kind of think
That's
it's weird.
crazy.
The graphics in these
Tears
fucking
apart.
movies have sure just stayed the same.
You mean in Mortal Kombat 4, when they do like a fatality on someone and they blow up into like chicken bones? It's like, holy fuck.
Yeah, that really shocked me.
They can't show
God
pain.
damn.
Anyway.
No, Josh, are you saying that when he got ripped apart by the hooks, there's just
Yeah.
chicken bones?
No! What the fuck?
Wait, hold on.
I haven't seen the movie. I
was gonna say Josh hasn't
What's with
seen
your
Hellraiser.
opinion on the blood?
Yeah, why?
Because I've seen some of the gore scenes. There's no way.
Only
there's
some
other
of them.
movies.
You
that are
haven't
gross
seen the
from
one
that
gore
time.
scene where he looks at the camera
I mean,
and just
there-
bleeds.
there's a
That's
lot.
not gross.
I don't know. I'm just making shit up.
Drag Me to Hell did that.
So-
Don't drag me to hell. No, I
I
do
just think his movies are like rough.
because
It's rough. Yeah, I
Clive
get
Barker
it.
is behind Event Horizon, isn't he?
I am.
No, that's
No.
Paul W. S.
No,
Anderson.
but I meant isn't Clive Barker like the writer or he did the story?
Here, I can live that.
Look, hurry, hurry.
Because I know the Resident Evil.
Wait for
franchise.
what? Event Horizon?
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I
don't
know. Resident Evil. Mila Jovovich's cum
Husband?
dumpster fucking made the movie.
She comes in him.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
he's
shit.
the cum pumper. But I know he's the one who directed. But I could have sworn Clive Barker.
Written by Philip Eisner.
Oh fuck me.
I don't know if Clive Barker had anything to do with it at any point.
Oh, you know what? He didn't. I told you that it felt like a Clive Barker movie because you're like.
It does
what?
kind of feel like a Clive Barker
it's directed by the Resident Evil guy, but it's a very much like what if Hellraiser was in space?
Oh wait, so now you're saying that I was right?
I guess.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Have all of you seen Talk to Me?
No, we tried to
no.
watch it today, but instead we watched Skin
Damn
Tonight.
it.
Well, you see, the thing is,
It's $20! I'm not renting that on
Yeah.
there.
That's too
well,
much.
it's not to
It
rent,
is.
it's to buy.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it!
But, okay, the only person that knows... You've seen it, right?
No.
What?
Nobody has seen it!
Nobody
There's a
wants
scene
to
in
see
that movie which is kind of like pertains to what we're talking about,
Oh.
but it's hilarious because they really tiptoe. They like want to be like, oh, I want to discuss the audience, but they're also like, but I also want to make sure we're not like pushing it too much. So what they show, I don't know, it's just so goofy. I wish I could say it.
Does anybody care if he spoils it for us?
I don't think I care.
I don't care.
Does
that
any-
much.
I really want to hear the story because you're being all
Do
giddy
any
and
of the viewers care?
I want to tell you.
Oh, viewers are telling me.
Okay, spoilers for Talk
Yes,
to Me.
it looks
It's
like
not
we're
really
suddenly
much of a
blues.
spoilers. Okay,
Viewers, do you want?
Shut up!
Sorry,
Trying to
man.
be John.
wait. Spoilers for Talk to Me. Like skip like what 20 seconds.
You're gonna go like
Skip
20
like a
minutes.
minute. Just skip a minute. Okay, so what happens in the scene is they like shakes hands with this little girl. Just like, oh, I can take you where the kid is, and they go, and then it like is hell, and then everyone's
What?
like naked and bloody, and like, oh, this is hell. They're like torturing the kid, and the kid, the way that there's like some lady in the corner like eating a baby. Like a fetus. I'm like, that's not even gross anymore. I've seen that shit. And then the way that they're torturing the kid because they can't show anything too crazy because it's a kid, they just got him in like a chokehold. And they're like choking him out in the middle of this room. And there's a bunch of demons beating the shit out of him. Okay, that's the scene.
That honestly
Like,
does
give
not
him, like, a
spoil
wet
anything.
willy.
That isn't. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Give him like a noogie.
Oh,
Just give him
man.
like fucking like put him in the toilet and flush him.
All right. So
Hellraiser. Talk to Hells. Talk to
I'm
Ray.
assuming that all the viewers skipped, and this is where they're coming to. They didn't want to hear that amazing spoiler.
It's been like
Because
about a minute.
I know exactly what happens in the movie now. From
When
that.
you watch the fucking movie and you're like, oh, this kid, there's gonna be a scene. Oh, never mind. Everything I'm saying, you guys have a problem with today.
No, I'm just giving
I
you
have no
shit 'cause that's
problem.
what I do.
Yeah, dude, Patrick gave me so much shit the other day when we were playing fucking Gears of War, and I talked
Me?
to him. No, me! 'Cause
I wasn't there.
I talked to him later, and he's like, yeah, I just gave you shit because that's who I am. And I'm like, yeah, that's who Patrick is. There was one time, this was back when I was with like one of my exes, and she's like, man, I don't like how Patrick commented on my post, and he said some shit. I was like,
Wait, what did I don't remember saying anything.
no,
Anything.
I was dating this
Walking
person.
like your
I was
ex.
dating this person who's like really into like the stars and like
Astrology?
astrology.
Oh yeah, I don't like
And
that.
she was like, this sign does this.
Oh,
and
no.
Patrick's like, I'm this, and she's like, I don't like how Patrick commented on that. And I was like, that's Patrick. That's how you know you're his friend, is that he throws shit at you
Yeah.
sometimes. Like, fucking Christ.
Sometimes literally.
Sometimes literally. Yeah, I remember on the set of Forrest Grimes Wolf the first time, I kept waking up with like poop on me. And I was like, what part of the movie is this? And Patrick's like,
Yeah, he's all pissed off. He like sends us pictures where he's like exhausted and mad. But he's like putting poop on us.
wait, for some
I hiked
reason,
up here for
you
this.
weren't here for Apollo 18, but we kept making jokes that the aliens were smearing poop all over the place.
I thought you guys said you didn't watch Apollo 18.
No, we did.
did.
Oh,
did.
it was awful.
It was.
It is, yeah.
Because like nothing happened.
But it was better than
for most of the
Skinamarink.
movie.
It was
Yeah.
better than
Yeah.
Skinamarink, but it was boring as fuck.
Yeah.
It
It was better.
In Skinamarink, literally nothing happened.
Yeah.
In Apollo 18,
Until the very last minute,
The
like
phone.
But even then,
it was just a face.
yeah, it's just the
Yeah.
phone. Everybody loves that scene.
Everyone,
That was awesome.
because it's the only thing that happens.
This is so
Well,
stupid.
Anyway,
So,
you got
Ryan,
happier.
what do you think about
No,
Hellraiser?
let's go with Patrick because I feel like we always go to me. So
Okay.
I want
Yeah,
Patrick to go
we're
next.
going diagonal across the
Wait,
table.
are we?
I don't give a
I'm just
shit.
saying,
You
in
give
all
a
the
shit?
podcasts, we start with Josh, and we go to me, then we go
Okay,
to Patrick.
fine,
I
fine,
want to
we'll
give
go to
Patrick,
Anyway,
I want to give
I'm
Patrick a
also
chance.
probably gonna be like Josh. I don't have a lot to say.
Well, good. Then
because I haven't
let's do
seen
that.
the first
No,
movie in a long,
let's do
long
it
time. The latest movie is more fresh in my mind, and I remember, goddamn, that shit was
Did you not
fucking
watch the newest
nasty.
one with
Holy
us?
shit!
I watched the trailer and I was like, I don't know, it looks okay. It looks like a Hellraiser movie.
I don't-
Doesn't sound like it was.
I don't even want to remember things in that movie, like first of all, Pinhead. They made fucking Pinhead all fucking skinny.
Hey, I'm Pinhead.
In the
I wish he sounded like that.
in the new one?
Yeah, the new one, because in the originals, didn't fucking Pinhead have like a deep, fucking
Yeah.
awesome
Yeah.
voice?
They
In this
changed
one,
it
it's
for
just
this
like
one.
it just
Who
sounds
was the
more
original
normal.
actor for Pinhead?
Uh,
he's
he
someone.
looked-
Bradley
like a monster.
D. I want to say it's Bradley.
Bradley D. Braderson.
Yeah, I got it right.
I don't know.
Bradley D. Brads?
Brad,
Aronson.
Brad.
But
Brad.
Bradley
Yeah,
D.
it's Doug Bradley.
Doug Bradley,
Oh,
thank
Doug
you.
Bradley, that's right, yeah.
But yeah, no, his voice was deeper. In the new one, it was kind of modified, but not.
Yeah,
As
it
in,
didn't give me
deep.
the same feeling.
I remember I was reading something on that, and I thought it was something where they were trying to make the character more gender neutral.
I felt that vibe throughout
In
the
the
entire
new one?
Yeah.
movie,
Yeah.
where it was a very like
Mhm.
modern kind of like wokeness about it, where you had these like gay characters, and then you had I don't know. I
Well, I
just
think
feel like
that-
it was following a trend.
I thought I was, and I don't know shit about Hellraiser.
Yeah.
You don't
but
know
what I
shit
was-
about anything, Josh.
That's kind of
Why are
true.
you here?
Well, in this
Ow.
movie, I did read a thing on that, and
Uh-huh.
I think in the original, it was trying to do something with the original stories where it was supposed to be more gender neutral and not necessarily just like super deep voice dude.
It was supposed to be more of like you don't really know because
I
the
guess.
thing
Wait,
is about
didn't they swap the gender of one of
the main one?
The main one,
Yeah.
okay.
Because Pinhead,
That's right.
in the original is a male, but
Yep.
in the new one it's a female.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
And
yeah.
but I do understand the idea that it's supposed to be kind of genderless, gender fluid, gender.
Think.
But no, I can understand that because I mean
You're just
most
making this up.
most of the fucking Cenobites, the genitalia was ripped off or like splintered.
They're messed
Wait,
up.
does that make me a Cenobite?
Yes, I don't know how to tell you that. You're the seed.
No,
You're-
but speaking-
you're a demon
speaking of
spawn.
the Cenobites, like their the costume designs were like so similar between all of them. Because in the original
Yeah.
one, it seemed like they just all looked different and stuff. Like their costumes were all different. But in this one, it had like more of a centralized theme for the costumes.
They got rid of the leather.
Yeah, in the original
That's
ones they
lame.
were all in
Yeah.
black leather.
Point.
Yeah,
And in
it was
this
all, like,
one, they
full-on
were-
black leather.
They were all like in
nipples.
I don't know what they were in. They were a little bit more skin showing.
Yeah, there was a lot more.
They were basically
Swats.
naked, yeah,
Yeah.
with like kind of like peeled back skin in some
Yeah.
cases. But yeah, that was the thing.
Yeah,
going
I
on.
also didn't like how the Chatterer died. I loved the Chatterer.
Oh my god.
And then for some reason, I guess the fucking cube puzzle box works on the Cenobites now.
Yeah, because you can use it as a weapon, and they stabbed the Cenobites.
Yeah, but why would the Cenobites have a fucking puzzle box that works against them as easily as it
Well,
works
because
against
they
everybody
love
else?
to get their buttholes ripped open.
But the fucking Chatterer didn't get his butthole ripped open. He got hooked.
Well, he got ripped into shreds.
It's not his butthole.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the only
You
thing
think
that
that? You think
Well,
the
butthole
Chatterer? You think the Chatterer was like, man, I wish I could get hooked today?
Yeah.
No, he was like.
I hope that showed up in the
I
audio.
really hope that Sebastian did like a perfect Chatterer.
I felt really bad for the Chatterer. It's like, come
Is
on.
Chatterer
man.
your favorite?
Yeah, I love the Chatterer.
You know, in the original story, Chatterer is the only one that's a kid. It's revealed that he's like a young kid.
Oh.
Cause
Oh yeah, I remember that. You were telling us about
they ripped his fucking face.
in real life.
In real life, they ripped the Chatterer's face open.
when they were doing the effect of like
yeah,
spinning
a hook
around or
got
something.
caught in his cheek and ripped it open.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it reveals, because in Hellraiser 2, they revealed that the Cenobites were originally humans, and they revealed that the Chatterer was a young kid.
Oh, right. Okay.
Sorry, keep talking about how you feel about the new
Anyway,
one.
I don't know why you brought that up. I'm not into kids. Like I don't
I-
like the Chatterer because he's a kid. Is that what
Time
you're
out.
saying?
I never was implying
You literally brought that up specifically.
because I think it's an interesting thing that you see these demonic creatures and the Chatterer whose face is all like, and he's so tall and menacing, and all these creatures, but then when they're revealed what their human forms looked like, you're like, oh shit, one of them was a kid. Like, not only, because the whole thing about the Cenobites is that it's people who open up the boxes and they get tortured and they become Cenobites.
Mm.
And then it's like, oh shit, one of them was like a younger kid. It's just, I don't know, it's something weird of like, you would think it's another adult because everyone else was an adult. And then you see this one that's like a younger kid.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little more interesting. And like one of them was like a Pomeranian and like, the other one was like
A donkey.
a donkey.
Walrus.
Yeah, I made that up. There's no Pomeranians. This isn't Aliens 3. There's no dog alien.
Dogland. Oh yeah, I fucking forgot about that shit in Aliens. We're not talking fucking aliens.
Sorry, we're talking about Hellraiser. Okay, so the new one. What else did you think about the new one? I do agree that
just
this
remembered.
thing shouldn't work.
I just remembered something we did not like was that like a lot of the like when the Cenobites were showing up to hook these people, it was not shown. Like
I
the
have a
first
lot
one,
to say to that.
Yeah.
the first one in the bathroom, like you hear a bunch of shit, but nothing is shown.
It's like they were scared to like go too far with the gore, or
Either
like
that, or
it's
they were just
fucking
trying
Hellraiser.
to
Yeah.
Like-
force it to be mysterious for some reason, even though we
Right.
already know what's happening.
It was a very different tonal change for no reason. I'll keep my opinions for when it comes to me.
I did like the part in the van when, like,
oh yeah,
the bitch gets puzzle boxed and then the back of the van, like, gets all long and
yeah.
it's suddenly in the crazy
cool,
hallway.
Like impossible space.
Yeah, it was an
Yeah.
interesting perspective.
Does anybody ever not get hooked? Like, is there, like, did they all have to get hooked?
There was a lot of hookage.
I think hooking
is that like a
the
thing?
first-
That's been from the
Hellraiser?
beginning, yeah.
Well, I
there's a
know
lot
that,
of
but,
hooks.
like, is there a rule where it always has to be hooks?
No,
Well,
that's just the
because
motif.
I think, like, when Hellraiser was made, I think the craziest thing people thought back then for someone to do to themselves was to hang themselves from hooks. So I think that kind of became, like, the motif or became the theme. But I think...
That and, like, the body dysmorphia thing. Like, there's a lot of body dysmorphia going on.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seemed like there were a lot of hooks. Just everybody got hooked. Even the Chatterer got hooked.
He did get hooked.
Um,
Everybody got hooked.
Yeah,
Everybody
I
had hooks
mean,
that night.
there were, like, some scenes, this is the van one, that I did enjoy, but overall I felt like they didn't, like, use enough other things. Like, they didn't use their own creativity as much as they should have.
No, they didn't.
How many characters died? How many of the main characters died throughout that one?
How many main characters?
Or, yeah, just of that, like, group of kids or whatever.
Brother, boyfriend, random girl. I think that's...
It feels so not memorable to me of, like, all of those that cast of characters.
I think that's it, because the other characters who die aren't part of the main... Because of the main team, there's the main girl, her boyfriend, her brother, her brother's boyfriend, and then that random girl who's like a roommate. I don't know what she does, but she's the one who gets banned. And then, yeah, so I think it's only just those 5, and the brother dies immediately. He's the first one to go.
Right, okay.
And then the brother's boyfriend, didn't he just fuck off?
No, he didn't fuck off. He got stabbed too, and then he was like, oh shit, I'm about to go to hell. But then she stabbed...
Oh, was that in the mansion?
Yeah, I was at the mansion.
Oh, yeah, that's
He's
right.
there at the mansion.
Yeah.
Poor bastard.
God damn. I wouldn't want to be
And
in
he
that
should have
mansion.
just left. Because he was the only one who was not stabbed or part of anything, and the Cenobites didn't give a flying fuck about him. And if I was him, I'd be like, yo, dude, just leave. And he's like, no, I want to help. I'm like, no, you're good. You should probably just leave. Like, this could probably end badly for you. Guess what? It ended badly, because then he got stabbed. He's like, oh my god, I'm gonna go to hell! But first they're gonna hook me!
Yeah, could you imagine, like...
And they did hook him. But he didn't die.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Like, if you're just not involved at all, and you're thinking, like, I want to help, but then, like, somebody comes up and, like, explains to you, this is fucking demon shit, you're probably gonna die, cut your losses, leave. I would leave.
I know you would! And, like, to be honest, if I was like, hey, man, this has nothing to do with you, I don't want you to get involved, I think you should leave, and you're like, okay, I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. I'm not gonna endanger your life, like, could I appreciate the help? Sure, but what the fuck are you gonna do against demons? Yeah. Except, I don't know, run around and just stab them with the box? Because apparently that worked really well.
It felt like she turned on a fucking cheat code from a video game.
She did. She pushed the up, down, triangle, back on the puzzle box, and then everybody's like, no! And then they all got stabbed.
And
it's like golden
only the fucking Chatterer, though. Rest in peace, Chatterer.
Well, yes.
One thing I want to bring up is, like, how kind of, like, loose, or I don't know, the whole driving plot of the story, right, is about this rich guy who is trying to get other people to unlock the puzzle box.
Yes.
Right? Because he's, like, basically entrapped by the Cenobites. He's got... I'm trying to remember exactly, like, what happes, but I don't know, he's just, like, some rich asshole who's, like, he's got the wind-up thing.
He's got the wind-up thing that's making his veins move and all that shit.
Right. So he's just being tortured for, like, all this time, and so... what was the idea again? That, like, he needs to get someone else to unlock the puzzle box so he can be released or ascended or something?
So the whole thing is, the reason he's like that is because he made other people do the puzzle box. Then he swoops in at the end and collects the prize, the reward.
Okay.
So then this time he wants the same thing. He wants other people, because to do the puzzle box, you can do it and at the end get the reward. But if it pops out and stabs you, then someone has to be sacrificed. So what he would do is get all these other schmucks to do the box, get stabbed, they all get killed, then at the end he reveals the reward. So the first reward is he asked for life. He asked for, like, eternal life. So they gave him eternal life, where he's not this clockwork monster. And then the second time he wanted power. where, spoiler alert, at the end, he becomes a Cenobite, because what's more powerful than a demon that has no dick and skins all
You're basically a
off?
demigod at that point.
Yeah. And he's like... Well, no, because they do show his wiener. And he's like...
Oh, do they?
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
Well, alright.
Guess we gotta watch it again.
I think I'm fine. I've seen it twice.
You gotta wait for the Hellraiser 2 Hulu version.
Hulu Razor. Alright, so now are you done?
What else you got, Patrick?
I can't think of anything else really.
What did you think of like the overall designs of the Cenobites in the
Didn't
new
I already
one?
say that?
You talked about
their costumes.
Yeah,
were boring.
but what did you think about the overall designs? Like the gasp, the whisper,
the breather.
the breather.
I don't know. I kind of liked the breather.
The mask, the chatter.
I don't know. I feel like I liked the designs in the original one more. I think.
I thought they
can
were.
actually remember what they looked like.
They had a lot of character to them.
Yeah,
I thought. Blake, what were we? What are we all characterized of the original?
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
you gave us
That's right.
characters.
I think. Oh shit! I think I said Patrick would be the chatterer.
Yes.
I think Josh is. Also, just so everyone knows, his name is not Pinhead. It's Hell Priest.
No,
Okay.
it's Pinhead.
No, Clive
No.
Barker has strictly come out and said that everyone needs to stop calling him like Pinhead because that's not his name. It's Hell
Yeah.
Priest.
Well, did anybody listen to him?
No, because he's Clive Barker. I think I said Patrick was Chatterer. I think I said Josh was Hell Priest. I think I said Ryan was the fuck is the woman's name?
Bitch.
No. And then I think I
Bitch
said
tits.
I think I said I was Blood or Gut.
Butterball.
Butterball. That's right. I said I was
You're
Butterball.
Butterball.
Yeah.
Um,
Who's the?
Who's the other one?
Let me
I feel
look,
like
let me look it
I've
up.
remembered their names before.
I did too. Yeah.
There's Pinhead. There's
Who's called
Chatterer,
Pinhead?
Butterball.
How many times are we gonna make that
And-
reference?
Josh, come on. You know the fourth one.
What movie? The first one, or
Yeah, the first one.
I don't know. I'm looking at 2022.
Oh, I thought you were looking at. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Josh was over there looking at Riccio.
Yeah, me too.
I'm watching a better movie over here. It's the guy getting
We'll-
like punched.
we'll
after
talk
he
about
was
Riccio
right.
someday.
touched Oscar.
Ryan, why don't you go ahead and give your?
I'll
opinion.
start talking about Hellraiser 1. So I've seen Hellraiser
Oh.
1, 2, and obviously
Deep Throat.
Deep Throat. I'm Deep
Sorry, it's Open Throat or
Throat.
Deep Throat.
Open Throat. Okay.
Ryan, I guess you can be Deep Throat if you want.
Okay. Sounds good to
Oh, wait,
me.
that's
Richard
Cenobite too.
What?
Ignore me.
Okay.
Just keep going. Just keep talking.
All right. Anyway, yeah, I've seen Hellraiser 1, 2, and the last one that we were just talking about. Hellraiser 1 was like actually a really surprise hit for me, just because I thought it followed like a very like logical and interesting 3-act structure where it's following this woman and her husband and her daughter. Basically, they get into this old house that they inherited from the husband's brother, but the thing that the movie doesn't really let the viewer on very obviously or initially is that the wife was actually the lover of her husband's brother.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah,
kind of
okay.
like makes this whole plot kind of wacky where the I guess the uncle, you would say in this case, he found the puzzle box, he made a pact with the Cenobites, and then, what happens is you get fucked up and then you become a skinless monster thing. And basically how the wife figures out that the uncle is there or her lover is there is that something happens where there's her husband gets cut or something like that, drops some blood, it basically enacts some ritual where he begins his resurrection process.
Yeah, which is fucking sick.
I love the practical effects in this because
Mhm.
it's filming, or it's showing I almost want to say that it looks like it was filmed or in reverse, and then they reversed that.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was some very specific technique that they did with it that made it very surreal with how this guy was forming his entire skeletal structure and bones, muscles, veins, and then as as the story goes on, basically, she has to keep bringing these dudes to, like, literally sacrifice in order to, like, get this guy back together. And, like, he slowly, like, I think he has, like, 6 or 7 stages where you see, like, more muscle forming and then eventually skin, but it's not, like, fully formed skin. It's, like, kind of fucked up skin. And then the whole thing kind of, like, puts you on edge because, like, I think what was most interesting for me in this part of the story was how it was completely following from the wife's perspective, which I thought was, like, pretty unusual for the time. Like, usually you wouldn't see, like, this kind of villainous female lead. Or at least, like, from my perspective, I felt her as villainous because she's, like...
Oh, she was a villain. She was bringing men to get, like...
Yeah. She was, like, straight up sacrificing dudes to, like, resurrect her old lover behind her husband's back. And then,
his dick must have been good.
Yeah, there was stuff about that. Like, he was trying to, like, mac on her while he was, like, barely having any skin, and she was like,
she's like,
not having it.
I know about the skin fluke.
Yeah.
The important part about that is the skin.
But that was, like, also the impressive part to me is that was a practical effect suit for that guy. Is like he had this, like, total, like, weird muscle skin suit that was, like, it was, like, moist and, like, bloody and gross, but like
good.
It pulled off really well for, what was it, late 70s? Is that when that came out? Or early 87? Okay.
Late 80s.
Late 80s, actually. I was way off. But
well, you got the 7 part right. you just have number 2.
I'm a little
I
dyslexic.
think Clive Barker looked at it and said, yeah, this is exactly what I was imagining. He's, like, drooling.
Yeah, probably.
He's, like, frothing at the mouth. yeah, son of a bitch, get her!
But
he took the suit home and he wears it when he sleeps.
Keeps him warm.
This weird, like, blood suit, muscle suit.
Yeah.
But the part that, like, where it kind of switches is I think he gets, like, the full resurrection, and then now it becomes a state of survival for the daughter. Like, the daughter kind of comes into play in this third act where now it's told from the daughter's perspective completely, and she's trying to piece together everything, like, okay, why is, my stepmom being so weird? My dad seems a little weird too, because I think at some point he gets, like, skin grafted, and then he takes on the shape of the husband, right?
The uncle takes the husband's skin.
Yeah,
so he's wearing, like, a skin suit.
Yep.
And there's a part where, like, his face is coming off because he's, like, wearing the skin of the husband. And there's a part where, like, you see them, like, fucking. Like, you see the husband and wife fucking, but there's, like, blood on the sheets. And you're like, what the fuck's all this about?
Yeah.
And it's because the dude is a bloody meat suit.
He's a
wearing,
meat
like,
sack
a fucking weird costume. And I was
that
like,
doesn't fit
this
him.
is weird.
Yeah.
But then the daughter takes over.
Mm-hmm. Right.
As, like, the main character.
Right. So when the daughter takes over, she, like, gets the puzzle cube, like, kind of puts it together part way, or even, like, the full way, because, like, she comes into contact with the Cenobites, and they, like, almost want to just take her, and they're like, you're ours now, basically. But then she's like, wait, I think something's up with, either my dad or someone else. I can take you to someone that you're already after who's being resurrected.
Because the uncle basically, like, escaped, and he wasn't supposed to.
Right.
So she's like, I can give you him back. And they're like, we'll fucking take him.
Yeah, we'll fucking take him.
Butterball's on my
They call their wallets.
Let me show you.
What do you want?
I need that guy back. They're like, Butterball, calm down. She's like, oh, calm down. I am not. I would love if they remade Hellraiser, but they got Nick Nolte to be Butterball. Give me that girl! He's like,
Oh,
Nick
God.
Nolte so much.
I remember your impersonation of Nick Nolte didn't even include any words. It was just like...
Yes, that's Nick Nolte.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. That's what
that's basically Butterball.
Yeah, that's Butterball.
But anyway,
Stop looking at Josh. He has nothing to say.
yeah, I know.
No,
I also
Josh,
looked
Josh,
at him, I
we
realized
need
he
a
had
second
nothing to say.
opinion from you.
Don't have one.
Oh, sorry, Josh. Yeah, so basically it kind of ends up where, like, you might have to, like, jog my memory a little bit, like, towards the end here, but basically...
Just go and punch you in the head.
Basically, like, the Cenobites get the uncle back,
Yeah.
like, they take his soul back, and then, like, the daughter is basically at the end, like, put into an insane asylum, because, like, no one believes her
Nobody
story
wanted-
or
yes.
what's going on, and she is kind of like a little nuts after all that, because like, yeah, Hellraiser's like tearing people's skin off and like taking their souls. Like, I think that would mentally scar anybody, but
especially because they look like fucking weirdo freaks.
yeah, they're freakazoids
Like,
with like leather
twisted up
jackets.
and-
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what you're talking about saying that Pinhead is actually called Hell Priest. No, his name is John Hellraiser.
No, that's John Constantine, you idiot.
Oh yeah.
You didn't think I was gonna go there, did you?
No,
You
I
dumb
didn't, because that's the
fuck.
stupidest thing you've ever said. Why are you bringing up fucking DC movies and shit?
Because John Constantine's the Hellraiser. He's literally called... Nope, sorry, he's called Hellblazer.
What a fucking asshole!
You think you know a guy who knows stuff.
This is the
This
most
motherfucker.
contentious podcast we've done.
I'm sorry! That's right, sorry, he's called Hellblazer. Blaze!
But anyway, that's like basically the end of Hellraiser 1, which, I don't know, I like that entire movie the whole way through. I thought it was like pretty entertaining, it had really good practical effects, and it's just something in general that I haven't really seen in cinema, you know, done to that extent, especially like with the amount of practical effects for that time. Hellraiser 2 picks up...
Hold on, before you start,
Yes.
we should...
Okay.
Josh, you can come back.
Now introducing for the second time in Underground Mole Radio history, Joshua
Sick
Big!
Grammy! Emmy!
Yeah, who never watches anything!
Oscar.
So he doesn't have a lot
Yeah,
of
Oscar
favorites.
winner with your amazing movies, Bloom, and up and coming, what's it called? Forest Weeps?
Yeah,
The forest.
Cries.
Are we saying
The
this?
Woods.
Let me check
The-
my notes. Are we saying this correctly? Forest Cries Wolf. Would you say that movie is what you would call, for instance, your Jurassic Park? Would you say that this is going to be?
Would
up-
you say it's your magnum opus?
Would you say? Would you?
And you can only go down from there.
This movie is my skin in the rink.
Excuse your skin. Oh my God! Call the press.
Skin
Can
in
we
the
get
Rink
this from the
2.
newspaper
Holy
tomorrow?
shit. Yeah, alert the presses, dude.
All
They're
right.
alerted.
What if Nick Nolte is one of the people that listens?
Oh my God, that was so great.
No,
Nick
he
Nolte-
doesn't need to hear you making
No,
fun
Nick
of him.
Nolte, I love you. I wish I had your
He'd be
voice.
sitting there like, why are you making fun of me?
Why you made fun of me? I was the absorbing man, damn it. I'm Nick Nolte.
God damn it, Nick Nolte. Go back to bed, dude.
I was Tom Hardy's dad.
Who?
Tom Hardy.
That's mine.
That's my dad.
That's my car.
My car.
My dad's car.
We are Venom.
I'm Venom. So,
Anyway,
Nick Nolte too.
Oh, are you talking about Hellraiser 2?
yeah,
Talk about
Hellraiser 2, Ryan, time for you.
Hellraiser 2, raise them hell. Too many hell.
Too many.
Held too hard.
Hell too hard. Hell harder.
No, it's 2 Hell, 2 Razor.
Doesn't it actually have like a? It's not just Hellraiser 2. It's like,
Hellbound?
yeah, Hellbound. Yeah.
Something like that.
Hellbound.
Yeah, you're gonna end up being Nick Nolte.
Oh!
You're gonna get like throat cancer, like the lead singer of Linkin Park.
Jesus.
I'm pretty sure he had something like that. He had some kind of a problem with his throat.
You had some problem, something or
I
other.
just thought it was fucking throat cancer.
And
then-
just assumed.
Yeah, and then the last thing he did in his life was kill himself.
God damn it! I'll have to cut that.
Why?
In the end, it doesn't even matter.
Hey man, just get some like green tea and
No,
honey for
because-
that. Like
because
that'll
I-
clear that right up.
I love Linkin Park, dude.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm talking shit about
I
him,
actually
like,
made a
throwing
role-playing
dirt.
D&D character based off Linkin
You're just
Park.
recounting history.
Yeah, it's historical fact
His name was Lincoln.
that the lead
Baines.
singer had a problem with his throat, and the last thing he did in his life was kill himself. It's not offensive, it's fact.
I know, I understand that. I get it.
Probably a little offensive.
It's offensive though, but I understand you're just stating facts.
I don't think the words itself are offensive. I think it's your delivery.
What delivery are you
Well,
talking
that's
about?
that's like when I talk about Animorphs, the TV show, and that one kid turned into a dog and he got hit by a car.
Oh, he did have throat cancer though.
Oh, I was right then.
Oh.
Yeah, he did actually have throat cancer.
Well, I feel better about what I said because
Oh,
I
wait.
was right.
No, it was just a rumor, maybe a myth.
You're a
They
myth!
might not
Well,
have-
then
he
what
might
was
not
wrong
have
with
had
his throat
cancer.
then?
You're a myth talker.
I just had a sore throat.
Yeah, Steve-O sounds like crazy. It
You
doesn't
know
have
who did have throat cancer? Val Kilmer.
He did.
Yes.
Hey.
But he hasn't.
God damn it, you guys.
Okay, I won't say it then.
You guys are morbid.
I love you, Val Kilmer.
Yeah, you know who can't say I love you back?
Stop it.
I'm not a part of any of this.
Josh.
Josh is our community manager.
Yeah, you just hear 3 gunshots. And then it's like the hit movie of Mice and Men.
Of Mice and Men. Oh, fuck. Am I...
I thought you were
and
going
what
to
a
say The
movie.
Mist.
You're all Lennies!
You just the 3 gunshots and alright guys, that concludes the last ever episode of Underground Mole.
Wait, but what if it's 3 gunshots and Josh just shot himself 3 times?
How?
So, the Hellraiser.
Yeah, sorry about
you were talking
all
about
that.
number 2.
I was talking about Hellraiser 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bleep.
Everything?
Why?
No, it's fine.
Okay, so Hellraiser 2.
It's just...
I don't know.
I'm
Ryan was talking about Hellraiser 2.
trying
trying to let him talk!
You were talking!
I said Hellraiser 2 and then
I pointed at Ryan and said, okay, talk about Hellraiser 2, then you started talking!
Did I?
Yes!
I think he was trying to, introduce the second.
Yeah.
You wanna
I
introduce it?
introduced Hellraiser 2 to Ryan.
It has been 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Since-
we were
since-
talking about Linkin Park, which is an amazing band. I love Linkin Park, especially
And all the
Hybrid Theory
members.
Meteora. Honestly, I don't even remember what happened to the lead singer at this point.
It could have been a rumor, it could have been a myth.
It was a rumor.
Maybe he just disappeared one day.
Except for what happened at the end. That's not a rumor.
Stop talking!
Okay, can we please talk about Hellraiser 2?
We can!
Then why do we keep on pausing? Start talking about Hellraiser 2!
Alright. Hellraiser 2. So, Hellraiser 2 picks up exactly where Hellraiser 1 ended with, following the daughter, and she's, in the mental hospital asylum thing, and, she's kind of still freaking out about meeting the Cenobites and everything. And,
Every time you guys say Cenobites, I think of Cinnabons, but tiny ones.
Cinnabons.
God, dude, I love Cinnabons.
I think of the what were those things in Death Stranding? The little bug things that you eat.
Ah, shit, I never played
I feel like
Death
they're.
Stranding.
That's what I think of when I hear Cenobite, but
You just think of tasty bugs.
tasty bugs. I don't know. Anyway, so someone will maybe, hopefully, community engage in the comments. Tell me what the bugs
Yeah,
are.
you 6 viewers, tell us what the bugs from
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding are.
Get the fuck away from
And
me!
then one of the viewers is freaking Kojima.
It better be
Oh, dude,
Kojima.
you know how cool that would be?
Kojima
He's
is
like,
a-
I love Hellraiser.
But then, most of this isn't even about Hellraiser.
Oh my god! Dude, I love Kojima though.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Me too. I
Dude,
like how he's put himself in
Everything he's
pretty
done.
much, yeah. Especially freaking Metal Gear Solid 5 when it's literally you go
It's just
rescue
him.
Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
And you give him his glasses and I don't remember if he says anything.
He
I think-
probably says,
He looks at the camera and says,
dog.
"How's this for a solid Metal Gear?"
I thought he was took you long enough or something
I
like
thought he
that.
looked at the
Yeah,
camera and
he
said,
says
"You'll
Tokyo
never
Lana.
get the Silent Hill video game."
What?
He said, "How you never get the
Are
Silent
you
Hill
okay,
video game."
Blake?
Yeah.
He said, "You'll never get the Silent Hill video game." He said, "Norman Reedus is only going to be playing with fetuses. You don't get the Silent
You're like
Hill
that lead singer from
Like
Linkin
Norman
Park.
Reedus. What are you gonna say that?
Norman
Something
Reedus
like
in the
it.
what?
I said more like Norman Fetus.
Norman Reedus, pretty good. Dude, I knew a guy that I used to work with who thought Norman Reedus' first name was Neiman. What a fucking idiot. That dude also...
Neiman Reedus?
That guy also pissed himself and came to work covered in piss.
Well-
Because he was raging out,
He
drunk.
came
Oh,
to
okay.
work
I was
after
like,
he
well,
pissed himself.
Yeah,
was the
And
he,
didn't
he would
piss himself
came
at
he
work?
would he would piss himself in
Uh-huh.
his clothes,
Uh-huh.
not change his clothes and come to work in his piss
And pissed.
in his drenched piss clothes.
I think this one's had some of the saddest stories we've told.
Well, on a happier note, Ryan's gonna finish his Hellraiser 2.
Yeah, how's Hellraiser 2?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna
Hellpisser.
counter Josh's point, even though he's never seen any of these Hellraisers. I think Hellraiser 1 is better than Hellraiser 2.
Oh, that was just like what I've heard.
Oh,
I haven't
okay.
seen it.
Well,
do
then-
wanna
Who
told
go
you?
watch
If that's the majority of people's opinions,
I missed it.
I don't know what happened between these two. Good lord.
They just
Because
really like Hellraiser.
when I said who told you, I burped at the same time, so I sounded like a demon.
He was like, "Who told you?" It was so funny.
Anyway, I didn't think Hellraiser 1 I think is superior to Hellraiser 2, mostly because of just how the progression of the story works in Hellraiser 1. Like a lot of the story isn't spoon-fed to you. You're kind of, the viewer's pretty much left to figure out most things based on theming or just paying attention to the dialogue in the story. Hellraiser 2 becomes this kind of like horror adventure where now you have the daughter and she finds this like deaf girl. I can't remember. She's just in this part of the asylum. They have the puzzle cube again, and then Blake, you might have to again fill in the gaps of my memory because this one gets a little fuzzy. But basically, it explores more of the backstory about the Cenobites, like you mentioned before, is that they were actual people before, and then eventually they just found the puzzle cube. Then they got entrapped by it, and there are people from like all periods of history. Like one of them, I think, was like a World War I soldier. I want to say.
I think you're right.
But yeah. Anyway, they were all people. They all came from like kind of maybe similarly fucked up backgrounds, or just how they found the cube. But basically, it kind of shows like the next progression of the cube. So instead of being an actual cube, it's more of like the spear thing that we saw in
the new one.
And the new one, yeah.
Voodoo Razor.
So yeah, Hulu Razor. So
Voodoo bitch.
So, and again, this is where like I lose the plot of this one a little bit. Like I have a hard time tracking because they're like basically trying to unlock this next iteration of the puzzle stick cube thing now, but that will somehow prevent them from getting their souls sucked. And
that's the problem.
I wish I could remember Hellraiser 2.
See, that's why I think it's
can't remember
an inferior film.
We gotta watch it.
And it's not directed
we have
by...
to watch Hellworld.
Oh, God.
We have to watch all of them.
We gotta watch the one with Henry Cavill.
Hellraiser 2 is not directed by Clive Barker.
No.
It's just all based on... It's based on his characters.
It's based on his character.
To clarify,
yes.
too, its ratings are significantly lower.
Okay.
So I may be pretty misinformed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking who told
Like
you.
normal. Josh is just
Like
spewing
normal.
bullshit.
Well, at least we have-
Mothra all over again.
At least we have Josh here to keep us honest
Joshua.
Joshua.
and fact check.
If
No, I mean...
kaiju, I would be King Kong.
Yeah,
was a kaiju,
if the reviews are anything to say,
You'd be the fucking angriest.
I wasn't as excited about Hellraiser 2 as I was about Hellraiser 1. But I'm wrapping up here on my side, so...
No, wait, what did you think about the new one, though? Because you haven't talked about the newest one.
Oh, I didn't talk about the new
What
one.
did you think about Hellraiser 2?
No, I'm paying attention. I'm not fucking...
But-
I'm not skinkamarink over here.
Yeah, it just keeps turning into a different word.
I'm going into a coma over here, Blake.
Spoiler! God!
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh,
Is it?
yeah, who cares? Nobody's
nobody-
gonna watch that movie.
Anyway.
Well,
ratings
I
like
mean,
Hellraiser
to be
2?
fair,
No.
we watched it.
It can't
I
have.
don't know about that.
No, exactly.
I don't think I was alive.
We were all in a coma.
We were all dreaming like Inception.
For
We had the
527
same-
days.
We had the same coma dream.
Wow, it's
Aw.
like those people who believe in the shared dreams. Oh shit, it's like Close Encounters of the Third Kind when they all have the same
Fourth
dream.
kind, right?
Fourth kind,
No, third kind.
Fuck you! What's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
gay
Oh
dream?
my god, Josh, you are not a fan.
All
of
right,
anybody.
so Josh, Ryan, fuck you.
Who am I?
Hulu Riser. What did you think? of it?
Hulu Riser.
Woo!
I kind of expressed my opinions before, but it just felt like very disjointed and random in its approach of okay, you're following this ragtag group of kids, and that's how you're supposed to connect to the characters as a modern interpretation.
They're in their late 20s.
Are they really? I felt like they came across as way
I don't
younger and more.
Can I just say on a side note?
Yeah.
You and Patrick kept confusing the boyfriend of the brother. So you kept thinking she got
Oh,
raped by
yeah.
her boyfriend.
I don't even know at this point.
Just, that was a really weird
it's
commentary that you guys kept doing.
That's how important it was to me. Basically, is not at all. But yeah, I thought I'm okay with a redesign of something like a modern take on a classic IP.
Mm-hmm.
And mixing it up and kind of establishing like new lore around it that like they can be gender neutral, whatever it is. But at least it adds like kind of to the surrealism. Like I don't think it's out of place for that. I just don't think that it was like I just don't think it was like implemented very well. Like it was fine as a story, but it just felt very like.
They could have.
It's like a 5 out of 10 for me, whereas I felt the original Hellraiser is like probably like an 8 out of 10 for me.
I believe it. So like, what did you think? So like, we're talking about that Cenobite designs and everything. What did you think? I'm going to talk about this when I talk about my thing. What did you think about like the amount of Cenobites?
I thought there were way too many
in the new one. Right?
Yeah,
okay.
I thought I was like, holy crap, where are these all friggin' things coming from? Because they're like, again, the original established them as like kind of like demigods or like these kind of like really all powerful hell beings.
Only just the 4,
and there's just a handful of them, right? And it does like early on, it does establish that there could be more, but it seems very like far fetched that you could just like all of a sudden have like a lot more of them.
I think in the whole saga, I think they introduce after 1 and 2. I think they introduce like a new one per movie, but I think they swap out ones.
Okay.
So I think they only have maybe 5 at a time.
Okay.
At least from my understanding, because they do introduce the one guy who can shoot CDs out of his face. Don't laugh at that. But yeah, they do introduce more Cenobites as they go on, but I don't think the group ever like expands. I think you only see the same group throughout the entire movie. Next one, there might be 1 or 2 different guys, but they swap guys out. But I'm sorry, were you done about talking about?
Hulu one. I mean, it's fine, but just stick with. I think 1 and 2 is quintessential for Hellraiser. Even then, maybe just
1.
One is that's pretty good.
I kind of always like the ending of. You can't do it too often because it becomes a cliche, but I always kind of like the ending of a horror movie where the main character doesn't win. Like she ended up in a mental asylum.
She kind of wins, but she's still in her own like mental hell. Basically, it's so like she's still dealing.
Yeah,
with it.
she defeated this shit.
Yeah,
but then she ended up going to a fucking mental hospital,
which is kind of
sounds like me every time we watch a shitty movie.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I always have to bail you out.
But that's kind of a realistic
I can't buy
outcome for that sort of scenario, right? It's like
bail me out.
It's not like happy, unicorns, rainbows, and roses, right? It's like, okay, you still have your problems to deal with.
Which I was kind of like when they're like, it doesn't. You don't wash your hands at the end.
No,
of it.
not at all.
Yo, this was a traumatic experience. You're literally being hunted by hell knights, basically. And, they're fucking trying to rip your skin off and I don't know, make you butterballs.
Why are you pointing at
I feel like that's actually pretty common with horror movies, though, to have the twist ending where everything's not good.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You can't do it too often.
I was trying to think of ones that don't.
Actually, that's a good point. Now I think about
it.
Well, Friday the 13th.
Yeah, she gets attacked by the.
Well, I mean that one is that even
Carrie.
real?
Yeah, but they still kind of go about their normal lives.
Exactly, though.
I thought it was real.
Oh
wait. I thought it was real.
Because if it's in their heads, then that's kind of the same deal, right?
It is
real.
real.
Essentially saying that they're crazy.
Yeah, they did that in this movie called
that.
Asylum Blackout, where the main character, his psyche completely snaps at the end of the movie, and he's like, then he ends up in the asylum, and I'm like, oh shit, but at the same time, it's like, well, it's kind of like a more realistic approach because, for instance, if a character survived through an entire Friday the 13th scenario, right? And I'm talking about not, Mama Voorhees, or I'm talking about Friday the 13th 6, where it's clearly a zombie dude, and he kills all your friends, and you win at the end. That shit's fucking gonna haunt you for the rest of your life, because you're like, oh my god, I had to fight a fucking zombie Terminator.
A good example is the first Texas Chainsaw.
Yes, exactly.
Where at the end, she's like, I don't know if she's okay.
Yeah. And see, I think it would have been better if, the Texas Chainsaw one that we talked about, the 2021, where she wasn't, a marshal or something. They're like, oh yeah, she's in a mental hospital. And that's all they say. It's like, no, she's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
What? Who?
Super quick interjecting while it's on my mind. I watched Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
What'd you think?
let's talk about it after.
Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
Sidetrack.
so
Yeah.
are we good to switch over? To me?
Yeah, no, you're good
So-
to take it.
Would that be like refranchising? We can talk about it in a whole episode.
I would argue, yeah. it's
Yeah, no,
All right.
it absolutely is.
Yeah.
So going
Cool.
to me, I love Hellraiser 1. I love the practical effects. I love when the uncle basically regrows his body. I thought that looks fantastic. I love the Cenobites. I love, at the time of the 80s, horror of, like, body horror was intense. And, you know, again, this was, like, a movie that I feel like was, like, the first ones to really ever do.
It was groundbreaking.
Yeah, 'cause it involved hell.
Yeah. Oh, hell.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. I felt like I was in hell watching Skinamarink.
Yeah, dude, man, fuck that movie. Dragged me to hell. But and then I wish I could remember more of Hellraiser 2. But comparing Hellraiser 1 to the
No.
new Hellraiser, Patrick talked about this earlier, but in the new Hellraiser, they like gave you a suspenseful mystery of, oh no, the brother's hands bleeding, so he goes to the bathroom, and then the walls are doing weird shit, and then immediately he's gone and cuts to a different thing. I'm like, wait, why are we hiding the Cenobites? This is the 11th film in a franchise where we know what happens if a puzzle box, what happens to the people, what a Cenobite looks like. Why are we tiptoeing around? Because then when they finally do, like, big reveal Cenobite, I'm like, I don't care. I've already seen them for 11 fucking movies
Those
now.
fuckers killed the Chatterer.
But they changed them a little bit.
But they, oh, cool. Oh, now that's
They're
a woman.
redesigned. Yeah,
But,
it's a woman.
I
I think
actually
it's-
looked at the designs. They were all right.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah,
good.
no, they're fun.
But like
But-
compared to the original ones,
I thought the originals had so much character to
They
them.
did
Yeah.
for the time, but I feel like it would I feel like it would be hard to translate that exact design over. Like, it would be easy to do the exact design.
Right.
Yeah, just leather.
But if you wanted to do your own thing, it would be hard to take that era of design, I would feel, and translate it to, like, modern visuals.
Yeah.
Probably could have done it.
You
but-
could have done something, because the newer ones I felt...
Oh, you totally could have done. I take that back because well, that's not just the design of the characters. It's like kinks and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
they could. That's
Yeah,
Yeah,
they,
no,
they
they
could go
could've.
wild
Yeah, they
with
could've.
that.
Well, and
yeah.
again, that's why hooks were such a big thing, because the use of bondage and hooks and like
I remember there was a lot in the newer one. I just remember there was a lot having to do with pins. Like, it wasn't just Pinhead with the pins.
yeah, no, there was the other girl who didn't she take a pin out of like her head and stab it through a girl's throat? Yeah, she did.
Something like that.
Yeah, because it was the girl who got vanned. It was they took a pin out of her head and put it through her throat. Because the whole thing of Cenobites is that they are supposed to be pain and pleasure mixed. So yeah, it's supposed to be a bunch of bondage, it's supposed to be a bunch of kinks. And the new ones, I feel like they didn't incorporate as much bondage because again, there's not enough like leather, to be honest. But then also going back to what both of you guys said, there's too many Cenobites in this new one because they have the new Hell Priest, they have the Chatterer, yep, and then they have the Mask. Then they have the Gasp, and then they have the Whisper. But I don't know, they just had like so many, and they would show up for 3 seconds.
And they ripped through them like so quick too. Yeah,
And
I
then-
don't remember staying on one for very long.
One of the worst fucking parts about the movie is when it was happening, I was screaming about it to you guys because they realized after they stabbed the Chatterer with the box that you can stab a Cenobite and the Cenobite will get hell raised. So then their plan is like, okay, what we'll do is we'll lead a Cenobite into this mansion we're in and we'll stab it and then they'll kill that one. And the
What does
one,
that say?
fuck you. I'm not saying it
It
out
says
loud.
Pinhead.
Fuck you.
Don't brand me
In the original
Pinhead.
novel, it's Hell Priest. Fuck
Oh
you.
yeah. What about the original movie?
I'm gonna side with
Lead
Blake on
Cenobite.
this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Anyways,
It's the original novel.
Anyways, so they're trying to lead a Cenobite into the house so they can stab it, and the one that they get is the blind one that has its arms pinned behind its back, and they're like panicking, and then it gets stuck in a door.
that was
Oh,
really
I was like, fucking stab it! And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, we don't know what to do. I
They're
was like,
just being
just stab
Yeah.
it! Especially because, sorry, the whole thing is like, when everybody was getting stabbed with the puzzle box, it took maybe somewhere between 3 minutes to maybe 20 minutes before they got hell raised. When the Chatterer got stabbed, that motherfucker got hell raised in a heartbeat. And like he immediately stepped back and got ripped to shreds. And I was like, why was that so
Yeah.
quick? Oh, because of plot. But it was so annoying to watch them be like, oh, we'll trap this one, Cenobite and we'll just stab it. And I'm like, it literally cannot see you and it moves at noise. So I just have somebody make noise, run up and just stab it. There you go. End of the problem. You're fucking good.
I kind of felt bad seeing it stuck there.
I
It was
thought
like
you
a
were
defenseless
gonna,
animal.
I know. I thought you were gonna say they're like, okay, we're gonna lure this Cenobite in here. Get ready. And like the stick comes through, like and, like this blind one comes.
We can't get that one's handicapped.
I
Like, Lord, just stab that one. It's like,
Gets
wait,
stuck
like,
in a
can
door.
Can we get a different one? Maybe one that's like not that one.
The wheelchair Cenobite
Just the
comes in.
Stephen Hawking Cenobite wheels in. Hello, I am going to.
And they're like, really? Should we send that one back to hell? They're like, we gotta get that one. And then the other thing.
escape.
David, pretty good at that.
It's actually really good.
Yeah.
Stephen Hawking voice.
And it's just Stephen Hawking.
literally
It's like,
Stephen
what are you
Hawking.
doing here? He's like, I'm a Cenobite, bitches.
He's like, I am back for revenge. Die.
Like, stuck at the door.
Kill me.
But no, the new one, I just felt like I don't think they understood the original Hellraiser because the first one. So one of the scenes that really irritated me is the first scene where the first guy gets chained. The guy who is like the sex escort boy guy who they trick to go in the room. He touches the puzzle, he gets stabbed, and he gets chained.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that whole
It happens like
intro scene.
It happens like in the background, and it's like, oh look, like they try to be artsy with a movie that prides itself on gore.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, too many Cenobites where I was like, wow, I don't. They all kind of look a little too, not even like a little too similar, but it was kind of be like, God, can you just have a little too many? Because then there's one that literally just shows up and he turns and it's like, oh, and that's it. And I was like,
Yeah.
wait, who the fuck was that guy? Like, why was that guy a thing? And I kept trying to be like, oh, is that like a reference to like other dudes who've been in the movies before? But I don't know. And then, lo and behold, at the end, you find out her boyfriend was the villain the whole time and he was like working with the bad guy. And then, of course, she stabs him with the puzzle box and he goes to hell. And I was like, man, it's really convenient that you can just stab anybody with this puzzle box and just call it good. And then, what the fuck did she even wish for at the end? Was it...
I don't know. Probably wished for a new boyfriend.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is she wanted her brother back, so she was going to do resurrection.
Okay.
But instead, I think she did memory? I don't even remember what she did.
I don't know
But then
either.
her and her boyfriend... Her and her brother's boyfriend left like, yeah, we did it. We fucking survived and we won. I don't know. I think it was fine, but I felt the pacing was really fucking weird, and I didn't like that they were trying to be artsy with how the Cenobites showed up to Cenobite people.
Mhm.
Because again, just fucking let them come in. And then I might be wrong about this, but I think Hell Priest, I don't think he was supposed to be like the main guy. I think he was only supposed to be like, maybe I'm thinking of something else. So
I'm pretty sure what you're trying to say is that, like, in the original one, they were all supposed to pretty much be, like...
Equal level.
no,
or,
no,
like,
no,
yeah.
no, no, no,
No, you shut up.
no, you shut up. No,
What do you say?
no, shut up. No, I'm either thinking of Hellraiser or Candyman, but I'm thinking that in Hellraiser, I think the stepmom was supposed to become a Cenobite, and she was supposed to be like the main one in the next movie.
No, yeah, she
Oh. I don't
no,
know.
she had to get resurrected as well in the following movie.
I might be thinking of Candyman then, that Nancy or whatever her name was supposed to take over. But I for some reason remember.
Wait, isn't that what happened in the new Candyman?
Yeah, Candyman. They force the baby from the first movie to
The
become
baby?
The baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that new Candyman movie. It's so fucking good.
I haven't
But,
seen
I
it.
love the baby.
But yeah, I
killed
could have
it.
sworn at one point Hellraiser was that Hell Priest Pinhead or whatever was not supposed to be so iconic. But then I think people latched on to him.
They
and
really
and
did.
they made
We're
him.
gonna
the
bring
main-
this guy
They
back.
made him the main one.
I think the reason being for that was
Should
that
have been Butterball.
he was the main one communicating
Watching
with every. Well,
Yeah.
at least
From
in 1 and
Hallmark.
2, he was
Yeah.
the main one talking
He
to.
became like the face.
He really
of
did.
Hellraiser.
Yeah, no, he was a spokesperson, so it just was like,
But I
oh,
thought-
this guy's
I
calling the
thought-
shots.
Spokesperson. Hi, I'm Pinhead from Hellraiser. Come watch my movie.
Hi, would you like to buy the puzzle box? And that way you can join the Cenobites for only five payments of $6.99.
Do you like hooking up with people?
For only
Well,
5
come
payments,
get hooked.
for only 6 payments of
Do you like?
$6.66.
Do you like? And he was like, meet our
freaking,
female Cenobite, Deep Throat. Hey, men out there, don't you want to meet that? And how about Butterball? Butterball's like, and it's like, and then cuts to Chatter, and he just makes. Yeah, he just does that, and like, This is back to you,
I was
Pinhead.
thinking about Ryan saying payments, just thinking it's like a fucking Billy Mays infomercial.
Hi, Pinhead here.
Billy Mays here, and I got something new for you. You like puzzles? Well, guess what?
You like Rubik's Cubes? Well, I got something for
I
you.
got one better. You do this one and bam, you got force in your body, you become a fucking demon.
You like eternal pain? Come on.
You like having your skin ripped off and put back on backwards. Woo!
Yeah. Unfortunately, Billy Mays didn't make it.
Why are we doing this?
Oh god.
I don't know how I always bring up people that died.
It's okay.
We bring up a lot of people that have died.
But
Yeah.
A lot of people have died.
Like, Napoleon.
like that guy in Skinkerberry.
Nobody died in Skinner.
No, remember that guy? He died.
No.
Okay.
No, nobody died in Skinner.
Actually, yeah.
Buckhalter.
What?
Joshua Buckhalter.
Oh, you mean at the... I thought you meant like in the movie.
No, not in the
You said,
movie,
like,
that
in
guy, the
memory
real
of.
life.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, then yeah, he died.
Okay, so
What
I
the
guess
fuck's
we're
wrong?
done with
It's pretty
Hellraiser,
insensitive,
and
like-
we'll fuck me.
Well, okay, wait. One thing, Josh. Would you?
Oh, yeah, read the thing.
Would you like to talk about the box office because I think it's criminally low for Hellraiser 1, but I get why.
Are you okay, Blake?
Well, 38 is pretty good for that time
But-
period.
Yeah.
If you were to compare it, so like 38 million for 1987. Oh shit, there's nothing really good. Never mind.
No,
It's not.
it's the
But-
lowest on this
I
list.
bet you if we were to compare it to like Evil Dead, which I feel
Okay.
like is kind of in the same caliber, I
Yeah.
don't think these movies were more blockbusters as they were like cult classics.
Well, they're cult classics, but I also think part of the problem too was that it struggled internationally. It was blocked internationally
Which is
quite a
funny,
lot.
Evil Dead did really good internationally.
It did. We're just having our own actual conversation over here.
Evil Dead didn't do good in the U.S. until it went to like England or whatever. But then it did well, and then it came back to the U.S. So
Okay.
some of the markets, like especially France and shit,
When Evil Dead.
France
had
and shit,
they had some really messed up movies back then.
Oh,
so
okay.
there were markets open for that style of
I don't
movie.
know because
But yeah, Hellraiser
the
only
newest
made
Evil
38.
Dead
I
is
don't know
like
if that's
a
adjusted.
re-
That-
It is
That's
adjusted.
38 million.
It's pretty low.
adjusted.
I think
Oh,
box
yeah.
office straight at the time
it's
was
like
like
12?
3
'Cause I
to
thought
4 million
Refranchising was like
ish.
a
So
sequel of some sort.
yeah,
I don't
not
think-
Which
not
isn't
incredible.
terrible.
No,
That's actually that's pretty good,
Hulu
but
Hellraiser was
I-
like a reboot.
like for a comparison,
Is it
Texas
not-
Chainsaw was
is it-
160.
Yeah, that was
Is it
pretty
not-
incredible.
Terminator was 200.
I know. Yeah, Terminator would blow it out of the water.
We fucked up.
Matrix obviously is like
Everything else
leaves
was
some
way
bounds.
higher.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
but
that-
everything else
I
is
think-
in
I
place
think
in
it's-
that
I think
era.
it's
Mad
still
Max made a
counts.
lot. Mad Max was 425
I don't know. That's why
million.
it's
But
frustrating.
Yeah.
when you're making an
What
ultra gore
our
movie like Hellraiser,
topic is
it's
about.
less
your
obvious.
audience is limited,
Yeah.
right?
I
Like
It's
think
funny
just
because
like
your
talk
audience
about
is
any
limited,
movie.
but you
You
also
just
I don't know
start
if any of
talking
this
about
is.
something.
I know
gonna
this
be,
is gonna
like,
be messed up, huh?
No, it's not.
I don't know if any of that's gonna be super legible. It's gonna be funny to listen to it.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be
But
good.
I hope it is. I hope you can understand what both conversations is.
Yeah, sorry. We were
Maybe you have to
talking
listen to it
I'm not
twice.
sorry.
Yeah, that's pretty
I'll-
much it. The
I'll,
new one is not available.
I'll try
Because
to,
it's a Hulu streaming only, so Hulu doesn't release their revenue numbers, I
fuck
guess,
Hulu.
for
That's
streaming.
the whole thing. Yeah, it's like a scam. That's the way they're screwing over all the writers
Right.
now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Yeah, what's going on with that anyway?
Should we talk about the writer's strike?
we should
We should
take a break for a
writer's
second.
strike segment.
I want to hear Josh's. Oh, should we wait for the aliens thing to do its
I
own episode?
really want to talk about it.
I need
feel
to
like
watch
we
the
should
Alien.
wait.
Come back.
You literally can't stay silent. You're trying to sneak back, and I just hear you laughing behind.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to our episode of Hellraiser. I've been one of your hosts, Blake. Next to me is
I was one of the other hosts, Patrick.
host.
And I'm also another host, Ryan.
I am a host. I'm Josh.
Thank you for listening, and check out the description below for the link for Josh's channel. And please like, subscribe, and ring the bell
And comment.
and comment.
Smash that like button.
Oh yeah!
Thanks, Patrick.
Yeah.
I'm the element of Earth.
I'm the element of
That was a different closeout.
Oh yeah. Whatever. Fuck it.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Are you still recording?
I was.
Love you.